Lesson 2.2, Reconcile a Bank Statement. How do checking account users make sure that their records are correct? We have a few vocab words for today. Please make sure you read this article to get the definitions. Account number, bank statement period, starting balance, ending balance, outstanding deposits, outstanding checks, balancing, and reconciling. Example 1. Below we have a check register. So this is our check register. And we have the statement that came in the mail from the bank. So this is our bank statement. It wants to know what are the steps needed to reconcile his bank statement. So we want to make sure, did my register, my physical written record, match the record of the bank? So how do we do that? We're going to go one item at a time. So the bank says that on November 5th, I made a deposit of $35. I'm going to come up to my register. November 5th, I made a deposit of $35. This is accurate and put in my register, so I'm going to put a check mark. On the bank statement, to make sure I am keeping track, I'm going to put a check mark as well. That was accurate. November 11th, I made a deposit of $100. November 11th, deposit of $100. Yes, this was put in the bank accurately. Yes, this was on my register. On the 13th, I made a withdrawal using the check 1770 for $158.08. 11/13 is the date the bank has it on. There is no 11/13. It's because I wrote it on a date different than the bank got it. So I need to look by check number. It says 1770. So 1770 is right here. It was a check. It was for the $158.08 the bank statement said. I'm going to take note that I wrote that check on October 22nd. So down here, I'm going to write October 22nd next to the check and say, yes, that is what they had. Next one, on the 17th, they received my check withdrawal. The check number was 1768. I'm not going to look for the 17th because that's when the bank got it. I'm going to do the check number, 1768 for $46.50. So 1768, it was a check for $46.50. That was accurate. Take note, it was on October 18th. So I'm going to write that I wrote this check on October 18th and check mark that yes, it was right. Check 1769 for $74.64. 1769 for $74.64. That was actually on October 22nd, so I'm going to write that down. Last check was 1765 for $19.50. 1765 for $19.50. Take note that was on the 14th. So I'm going to take note that that was on the 14th. So everything in the bank statement matched my register. So the very first thing that we did is that we compared the entries on the register versus the statement. And we put check marks to say that yes, we confirmed that it was both written accurately in the register and in the statement. So something that you will need to notice. Looking at my handwritten record, I am noticing that there are some items that did not get check marked. Since not all of the register transactions were on the bank statement, we need to figure out what was missing and we need to reconcile and balance our checkbook. So the first thing that you need to do is I need to list all the outstanding checks and withdrawals. So the checks and withdrawals that have not been check marked yet. So I need to list those items and how much they were. So here's my register. I see that check 1763 was for $50. I need to write that down. I see check 1767 for $18. I need to write that down. I see check 1771 for $29.10. I need to write that down. And check 1772 for $15. I need to write that down. Now that I have all the items that were missed written down, I need to figure out my total outstanding balance for my checks and withdrawals. So I need to add all of these together. I'm When I add all of these together, I get $112.10. This is how much I have spent that is currently still not in my bank register. The next thing I need to do, outstanding checks and withdrawals are not the only thing that was missed. There was also outstanding deposits. So a deposit was checked, we're okay. Deposit was checked, we're okay. Deposit checked, we're okay. Deposit not checked. This deposit is missed. So on December 1st, I made a deposit of $125. So my total outstanding for all my deposits was just one deposit. It was $125. So I need to reconcile my account, which means I need to figure out what my balance statement was. I need to figure out my total withdrawals outstanding, my total deposit outstanding, and this will all give me my revised statement. So how much money the bank said that I had? The bank said I had $628.23, but that did not count what I said that I still needed to withdraw, which is $112.10. It also did not count the $125 that I said that I needed to deposit. So if this is what the bank said, these were the missing taken outs and addings. My total is $641.13. This should match my register. And this does match the register. This is the amount of money that I had on the bottom of my record. My record, $641.13. So my statement is completely balanced. Now, what if it was not balanced? Now, what if it was not balanced? That means you have an error somewhere. So you need to figure out the error. So you need to check for the math in the register in your actual document. Check the math in the register. You need to check the math on the bank statement. Did they mess up? You also need to check to see if you forgot any fees, any charges, or any interests. The error is somewhere in either the register statement, check the math, the bank statement, check the math, or you forgot fees, charges, and interest. Please check that math then. So let's check your understanding. Name some reasons why a check may not have cleared during the monthly cycle. So it didn't clear in October. It cleared in September. But why is it an October statement? There are several reasons why it would have cleared and been on the October statement when you wrote it in September. And the summary of all of this is just that they deposited it in the bank after the cycle ended. So if you give somebody a check, that doesn't mean that the bank gets it the day that the person got it. So if the person didn't deposit it immediately, it might appear on the statement after. If the bank chose to, or if the business chose to hold the check and not deposit it, it may appear on the next statement. If you write your check like September 30th, well, the cycle ends the end of September, which means the bank probably will not receive or deposit it until October, which is why it would appear on the October statement, even though you tried to give it to them in September. Example 2. Use algebraic formulas and statements to model the check register balancing process. So they want us to do exactly what we just did, but do it in an algebraic formula instead. So we always first started off with our bank statement balance. And since that's what we started with, we're going to call it A. So you always have the A, bank statement balance. Then you always ended up calculating your total outstanding withdrawals. How much did I owe? I owed whatever B amount was. Then I always calculated how much my outstanding deposits were. And you always ended up adding whatever those deposits were. We're going to call those deposits C. After all of that, you started with the balance. You subtracted what you were still owing, and you added what you were still depositing. You should end up getting your revised balance. And the revised balance is, I started with my A, I had to take away that B, but I still had the C that I was waiting for. We're hoping that's a revised balance. You are also hoping that this matches whatever is on your register. So if we call our revised balance D, we are hoping that D matches this formula, but we also are hoping that it matches the R amount on the register. The amount in our bank statement, my personal statement, should match what I found on my personal records. And this is the algebraic statement that you would do. Now let's check your understanding. Nancy has a balance of $1,078 on her check register. The balance on her bank statement is different. It is $885.84. Not reported on her bank statement are these two deposits and these two checks that she wrote. So we have two deposits. Deposits are when you are adding money to your account. So how much money that she was adding is missed. If you add those together, you get $825 was missed. She wrote two checks. If she's writing these checks, then that means that was money that she was spending. Spending is taking away money. So if I combine these two, how much did she spend? She spent $632.84. It asks us, does her checking account balance? So it wants us to balance the account and see, did she mess up? So the first thing that you are always supposed to do is get your bank statement. And her bank statement balance said that she had $885.84. You are supposed to then go ahead and you're supposed to subtract your outstanding withdrawals. Her outstanding withdrawal was the $632.84. You are then supposed to add the outstanding deposits, the deposits that had not been made yet. So adding the deposits that she was supposed to have is $825. If I do this, what the bank says, the withdrawals that were missed and the deposits that were missed, this will give us the revised balance. So $885.84 minus $632.84 plus $825 will give us $1,078 even. We're supposed to check, is this revised balance the same as her check register? And it was. So this is the same as her check register, which means yes, her account is balanced.